Hi there, I am Heather. I'm an anxiety coach and an imposter syndrome educator, and I am here to tell you today that you absolutely can be successful, motivated, driven, goal-oriented, ambitious, accomplished without your anxiety, without your imposter syndrome. So there are things that I hear really frequently from my clients or my potential clients when I am working with them initially on a discovery call to see if we're a good fit for us to work together. And I had a call with somebody today, and something that he said just really struck a chord with me, so much so that I wanted to make this video. He told me that it's important to feel bad about yourself. And when he said that, I said, wait a minute, what? And he said, well, yeah, it's important to feel bad about yourself, because when you feel bad about yourself, that's what makes you do things that are important. So he told me that if he's feeling bad about himself, that's how he motivates himself to go to work. When he's feeling bad about himself and feeling like he's lazy, what drives him or propels him to learn something new. He said, that's what makes me tick. That's what makes me do stuff. And this is actually a theme that I hear a lot from people. They are so used to their anxiety or their imposter syndrome and that dialogue coming in, it's talking to them, it's making them do things that they think, well, wait a minute, I can't be successful if I don't have that anxiety driving me to do the things that I think that I need to do. This is a really common symptom of high functioning anxiety. When we have lived with anxiety for so long and it's such a part of us, we think, well, yeah, this kind of sucks, right? Like, yeah, I don't feel great, but I'm still producing things. I'm still getting my business, moving my business forward. I'm still really successful in my job. It makes me take care of my house and do all the things around my house that I need to do. So this is another example from someone that I spoke to. She would feel so compelled and propelled to have to do her work all of the time because she is running her own business, that she would offer to take her daughter to dance so her husband didn't have to do it. And why she would always drive her daughter to dance is there was a coffee shop that was nearby. And while her daughter was at dance, she would go to the coffee shop and work. Or if her husband ever left the house to go do something and she was at home, she would sneak in work. That's what she said. Well, I try to sneak in work, and she hides it from her husband. And so people are so afraid that if they get rid of that imposter syndrome or they get rid of that anxiety, they won't be successful anymore. That same woman that I told you about who is hiding work from her husband, she told me, well, I'm afraid if I get rid of the imposter syndrome, I won't be as smart. I'll blow off the work. And so there's this underlying concern about being really lazy, and that people subconsciously are thinking it's the anxiety or the imposter syndrome that is making them do the work. And that if they didn't have those feelings anymore, that they would just become, like a total puddle, just eating bonbons on the couch, like watching soap operas all day or something. And I could tell you that's not true at all. My clients are living proof, but I'm also living proof of that as well. I struggled with high functioning anxiety for about 10 years. I had a graduate degree by the time I was 26. I've excelled basically in everything that I had done professionally. And the anxiety got to a point where I physically got sick. I actually had to do something to change my life because I was so ill. And so I started to reprogram all of those subconscious beliefs. And when I did that, I transformed my life and the way that I operated within my life and felt about myself and, felt about the world. And I can tell you, I'm still highly successful. I don't have anxiety or an imposter syndrome anymore. And this is true for so many people that I work with as well. So I want to reassure you that if you are really tired of the way you are feeling, you can still be very successful. You can be successful at work. You can take care of everything that you need to take care of around your house. You can take care of your kids. You can find time to exercise, all of those sorts of things. And this is the irony of all of it, is that if you were to give up the anxiety or the imposter syndrome, you might actually even get more done because oftentimes this perfectionism that is underneath the high functioning anxiety, or that perfectionism that's underneath the imposter syndrome, sometimes it makes people procrastinate. Or sometimes, this is actually more than sometimes, quite often, high functioning anxiety makes people overwork. They're over editing, they are over revising, they're spending way too much time on things that they don't need to spend time on. So if you were to tackle and address the underlying reasons that you felt the way that you felt, you would actually find yourself still successful, but also having more time, because those little gremlins that are coming in with the anxiety voice, the imposter syndrome voice, are gone. And you're freeing up more time and more space in your life to do other things, if you want to, that are more relaxating, relaxing. I just made up a word, relaxing, or creative pursuits, or more time to exercise, those sorts of things. So I just wanted to reassure you that it is absolutely possible for you to feel amazing in your life, for you to feel joyous and calm, and still be highly successful, highly productive, and highly goal oriented. So I would love if you could drop me a comment below about ways in which you have felt like your anxiety voice was telling you that you couldn't be successful if it wasn't around. And then, of course, I would love for you to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more great content about anxiety and imposter syndrome.